Hey, 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 Fit Mama. Jen Oliver here, your host of the Fit Mama podcast. This is the work in to your workout.
Hey, hey, Fit Mama. We are here for part 2 today on the topic of freedom. We talked all about what does freedom mean to you in episode 1 of this series, and we did talk a lot about how setting boundaries and priorities and living by your values really assists you in choosing the right choices in your life, right? And we know that freedom, and as moms, we don't always feel this sense of freedom. We just don't. We have kids. We have a lot of things to tend to. Our room can go from looking amazingly clean and organized to like a bomb went off. And that's in the matter of minutes. We are always on the go. We always have things to do. We always have people to tend to. We always got it going on. So a little freedom feels like a breath of fresh air. So nice to feel freedom. But what is that? That's like a foreign concept to us. So I want to talk about how you can create freedoms in your own life right now, no matter how much stuff you have going on, no matter what you have in the world of things weighing on your shoulders. Freedom is available to you. That sense of calm and peace that is really what you desire is just but a moment away. And sometimes it doesn't feel like it. And I personally had one of those days today where I just was not feeling it. Everything felt annoying, frustrating, like nothing was working. I was just at the end of my rope for everything. Everywhere I looked, it was a mess. Everything was too much. It was overwhelming. It was just, when you think you've come far and then you haven't. And that is sort of the feelings I was having. So that sense of frustration just overcame me. And I really just had to take some big, deep breaths, just regulate myself in a way that I could feel that space in this moment, because things felt too cluttered, things felt too overwhelming, things felt too much. And we get into these places because we do have too many things going on. We do manage too many projects and people and things and all their things and all their projects. And there's always so much. And we dip our hands everywhere, and we gather up all this energy for other people's stuff. And then we lose it all because we don't have any energy left for ourselves, and we don't feel any freedom. And what I want for you is what you want. And what I believe is that you will find it in a sense of personal freedom, in finding your personal calm, your centeredness, your presence here and now, which is what I talk all about in the Love Fit Mama Way, the book. If you haven't read it yet, you can get it on Amazon, The Love Fit Mama Way. And it's such a great read. And the audiobook is actually just coming out. So if you're an audio person, maybe hold off. But actually, you'll probably want to buy the book anyways, because the bonus of the book, which is worth the price of the book, even without what I wrote, is my reading list that I suggest in the back of the book. It's like pages and pages of the most amazing books I've ever read. And there's just a wealth of knowledge in that book that will really actually just open you up. And I have a whole chapter on permission, and I have a whole chapter on patience, and a whole chapter on presence, because these are things that, we aren't taught in school. I mean, I did kindergarten. I did preschool before that. I did JK. I did SK, which is junior and senior kindergarten. For those who don't know, we have that here, or at least in Canada, where I originally came from. And it's really, I just can't believe how much school I did going back that far to, elementary school, high school. I did grad school, and I did not learn things that I feel are very valuable to me in my life right now, like my values, right? No one ever said, sit down and write out your values. Well, at least not in my class, they didn't. And, no one ever asked me questions that I sometimes just think, did they ask me and I didn't hear them? Or I never get asked these questions? And I'm really wanting to ask my kids the questions. I'm wanting to ask the questions now of myself, such as, don't doubt yourself, right? No one ever taught me to use my intuition. No one ever taught me that I had this superpower. I'm going to call it a superpower that all of us have. I'm no specialer than anyone else, more special. But are you feeling like those things are superpowers? Are you feeling like you want to investigate what possibility there is for you? Because in the freedom, in the living life to its fullest, in the living your best life world, there's so much freedom in the simple things, the simple things. And we love to overcomplicate and overdo it and show off and do all the things. And I've been there, and I realize that I don't want to be around people all of the time. I actually enjoy my own personal time. I enjoy people having their own personal time away from me if they live in my house or if they're visiting me, but also in their own life. But in my life, I just like to have personal space and time. And for me, it's not enjoyable as many times as I've forced myself to. I don't find it enjoyable to watch a movie. Some days I love to watch a movie, but some days I don't. And if I force myself to and I don't want to, I just feel like it's not enjoyable. And I'm really a fan of the quote, time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. So time you enjoy wasting, like whatever it is that you would call wasting time, it doesn't have to have a negative connotation. It can be, how do I fill my time, right? You don't have to be wasting time. You just have to be filling time, because as I said a few episodes ago, we're all here filling time. We are here spinning around on this planet, right? This one strange rock, if you will, if you know the reference, Will Smith. We are all here on this rock. It's just spinning in orbit around the sun, and we benefit from it. If you've been watching my Insta stories at Love Jen Oliver on Instagram, oh my, I am showing you the sunsets. Tonight I was in the pool while there was the most magnificent sunset. My eyes were bulging out of my head. Everybody who was trying to talk to me, I was just not hearing them, because I'm like, are you seeing the pink sky? The purples, the pinks, the oranges, the blue, the white, all together. It's mind-boggling, and my brain is blowing up, and I'm loving it. And to me, that's the simple freedom. And I'm sad that I missed it, but I do love that I can share it, right? And for me, the simple freedoms are internet, checking my email wherever I am, helping my clients wherever, answering questions, filming videos while I'm out on a walk or a hike. I mean, the freedom that I have had to build a business, build a community, connect with you, Fit Mama, and all the stuff that I do. I just give thanks every day to my freedoms. But really, if we overcomplicate it and we try and be with people all the time, to talk all the time, I find talking even, what are we talking about? And that's really about who you surround yourself with. I find I like to have really good conversation and really be here now with the people I'm with, talking about things that are currently happening. I spend a lot of time with, well, not a lot, but recently I've only spent time with my family because I've been traveling and now moved to somewhere where I only know the people that I moved here with, which is my kids and my husband. So before that, though, I can say that I've spent time with a lot of people who I know the past is your history. And I'll kind of preamble this with, I get it, but a lot of people like to spend time talking about the past or reminiscing even good times, telling good stories about the past. But what I'm really about is now, right? And that's what I've realized is that if people enjoy the very beauty that is just here in front of them, right? Now. And that's how I get back to my center and my calm and my sense of freedom is just that moment of noticing my breath, touching my kids, either holding their hands, touching their cheek, bringing them close in an embrace, even touching myself, bringing myself back to the now, this body, this time, this moment. Maybe it's not what you want it to be. Sometimes I look down and I go, okay, well, this may not be, where I imagine to be at, or do I want to change things? We all get into that self-introspection mode. And, that's a lot built on this future projection too. And I've found not only in the past, we feel guilty. We go, oh, I shouldn't have eaten that. Oh, why didn't I get up? Why didn't I do this? On and on. But it's also future projection. We spend a lot of our energy and it robs us of our freedom while we spend time thinking, oh, well, when I do this, when I stop eating these things and I lose all this weight and I fit into these clothes and I go and do this and I go and do that, and we imagine these scenarios, these future times that sometimes they just aren't motivating because they rob us of not only our freedom but our presence. We're not here now. We're in some future projection where we won the lottery or when our kids are grown up and we have some freedom and we can go out for a walk or run if we want to. But is that freedom? And how can you use the stage you're in to evoke freedom now? If you have a newborn and clearly you don't have a lot of freedom because you're taught to the clock with the baby, you can sit on the couch like a boss because you own that couch, because you are nursing or feeding a baby, holding a baby. If you're in your first year postpartum, I hope you have a wedge in the couch that has your name on it. I hope you are propped up in ergonomic positions that make you feel comfortable and you don't feel aches and pains from said wedge in the couch. But I do recommend sitting a lot. I recommend even better if it's the summer months or where you live, you can be in a pool where you are feeling no gravity, not the pull of gravity, I should say. So being supported. So that's why sitting is good. If you're going to exercise instead of walking or running, being on a bike is really good because it supports your pelvic floor, your hips. You being supported in the first year after you have a baby, you being supported while you grow your baby. I'm a huge advocate of weightlifting, weight training, lifting weights in general, lifting things because it will help build your body, build your strength. Because if you can lift more than what is on your body, right, as you grow a baby, that's going to be to your benefit because now you're carrying an extra 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds plus. You can carry that weight, right? Because you've been lifting weights. So before you have babies, lifting weights, amazing. During babies, lifting weights, amazing. After babies, lifting weights, amazing. It's all amazing whenever you're lifting weights. I personally just souped up my home gym here at my new home that I moved into because I really love lifting weights. I want to make them accessible. I have an indoor-outdoor gym space I'm creating, and I really love lifting weights. So I've made my life conducive to lifting weights because I know that I feel stronger when I can lift more than just my body weight. If I don't lift anything, I don't like it. I feel strong when I can lift things. And right now, I lift my 6-year-old, which she's really tall. And sometimes actually people are negative towards me. They're like, she's too big to be carried. I've been told that not once, but more than once, because I don't know why people feel the need to, of course, comment. But you know what? I hurt my back and I actually couldn't lift my baby when she was 1 year old because it hurt too much and because I was in rehab for the following 4 to almost 5 years. And now she's 6 and I damn lift her whenever I please because I love the feeling I feel of strength when I carry her, when I can hold her, when I can walk while holding her. That I can feel in my hips, I can feel in my core, I can feel in my back, I can feel a strength I haven't felt for years. And she's fun to hold. She's soft, she's cute, she loves to snuzzle into my neck when I'm holding her. That to me is bliss. And some stranger is going to tell me she's too big to hold her, or she's not a baby anymore. I'm sorry, did I ask you? And no, I did not. So that's my boundaries I'm learning and my values. I value strength in myself. I don't put down other people if they're not strong. I don't care what you do with yourself or your body or whatever. For me, that's no bother. For me, strength is a virtue for me. I know that because I was brought to my knees. I had zero strength because at my base of my back, and for those who haven't read The Love Fit Mama Way, I hurt my back really badly and I was hospitalized and well, I shouldn't say hospitalized. I went to the hospital to get some help and they did not help me in the way that I would have loved, which would give me some answers. But to them, they didn't know either. And it took me years to figure out what was wrong. So to the book to figure that story out. But right now I can lift heavy things again. And my daughter, I don't know, she's probably 45 pounds. She is like a weight for me, a 45-pound dumbbell or barbell, I should say. I would lift and then add more weight to that when I was lifting at the gym because I loved lifting the weight bar, which was 45 pounds. And I loved the feeling of squatting that. I loved how strong my core was, my back. I was always strong. And for me, that equals freedom. That equals I can walk or run as far or wherever I want. I can work out. I can be full of zest and life and not be tired when I'm walking up a set of stairs or when I'm lifting grocery bags or whatever I may be doing. I love helping people, lifting their things. Hey, can I help you? I'll lift this box. I'll lift this whatever table. I'll help you move things. I love doing that. I love holding people's babies. Oh my gosh. If you have a baby within 10 feet of me, you better know this one is going to be in my arms soon. I love holding babies. And you know what? One of the coolest things about holding babies, if you're a mom, you're always working out because a little baby is a little weight, right? They start out 6, 8, 10 pounds. Then they grow, right? They are a weight. And the feeling of freedom you have when you can carry that baby around, you can bounce that baby around, you can pass it off because you need a break, and you can stand and you can walk and you can climb and you can bend and you can do laundry and you can lift things or you can, whatever it is that you can do, the freedom that your body allows you if you are able-bodied and to whatever capacity. We've all seen those videos on Facebook that go around, the people who don't have arms or legs and they get around, people who don't have any hands and they write with their toes, people who have figured it out because freedom equals using what you've got to its fullest potential. This life, that's this body, right? And my body, I've started to find a lot of freedom in talking to my body, as we're always talking to our bodies. And I've heard it from not only my clients, family, friends, etc., how they talk to their bodies, but we are always talking to our bodies. And I talk to my body now as if it is somebody else completely. Because what I've actually concluded in my 38 years of life on this planet is that our bodies and our brains, mind body, is one. Yes, I do really believe there's a huge integration. And it's not even a belief system, it's a fact. And if you read and study out there the science, it will tell you that the mind and body is one. And what we think affects our physiology. So that means if we think about a lemon and squeezing that juicy lemon into our mouth, physically We don't have to do anything with a real lemon, but our salivary glands will turn on as if just by imagining a lemon, right? The body and the brain are connected. The mind, just thought alone sends a different cascade of hormones in the body. So listen to my TEDx talk, How to Love Yourself to the Core, for more data on that. And of course, the Fit Mama Foundations, we talk all about that. But the key here is actually that we think our brain, our mind, is the one running the show. We think it's the all smart one. We think it went to school, it learned all these facts, it knows all this stuff, but it's actually our bodies that are running the show. And so I defer to my body. I actually ask my body now questions. I talk to my body and I breathe into my body. And this is what really the core and the crux of my next book, it's all about breathing back your body. And it's going to be the how to breathe back your body. So it's going to be the breathing exercise program, and it's going to be a lot of inner size, and it's just going to be so super freaking awesome. So that is exciting. And I'm going to be talking a lot about freedom in that book, because it is really, really, really imperative that you hear me here, is that the freedom that you seek, when you seek anything, I believe you seek freedom and love, regardless of what you seek. I believe it's freedom and love, and that is a belief system. That's a belief system of the Love Fit Mama way. But I truly believe you are seeking love and freedom at all times. That is my personal belief system. And I don't know if I've ever said that here on the podcast before, but that is my truth here. Jen Oliver speaking to you, with you right now here on the Fit Mama podcast. And that is really what I believe. So as you go through your life seeking what I believe to be freedom and love, you are going to come upon many, many, many things that look sort of like one of those things, but they are not. They are shiny objects towards that, towards what you think is this end, which is freedom or love. And what I'm telling you is that it is not outside of you. It is inside of you. So seek and go looking for freedom within you. Just within you, within your body, in fact, because it is within your body. It's right there for you. Loving yourself to the core, as I talk about in the TEDx talk, but in general, loving yourself. Knowing you are this body, you here, this incarnation of you is running the show. This is your time here on earth is because of this body, is because of this one heart, this set of lungs, these arms, legs, etc. that get you through the world. That is what this trip around the sun, X number of times in your life, is about. And so it's not separating yourself from your body to get to this higher spiritual place in this lifetime. It's actually becoming one and honoring this body. And there's such freedom in that. And lifting heavy things happens to be a part of that. I mean, it just does. And when you find happy people on this planet, a lot of them are lifting things, right? They're lifting things, and they're lifting up other people in general with their love and their happiness and their joy, but they're lifting things, right? Workouts, lifting weights is a part of it's a health non-negotiable, as I was sharing the other day in my Insta stories as well. It's one of those things, right? And in the health, these non-negotiables, that's where the freedom lies, right? You meditating every day, you breathing into the lungs that you have here today with all the love for them, because they're here with you. They were here with you when you were born at 5, 6, 8, 10 pounds. They were here with you all the days, as was your heart, as was those legs, that belly, all of it, right? It's all here for you, just to be here with you. And when you can start to talk to it like it's another person, it starts to love you back when you start to give it love. That's how it works. Love is that currency where you give it away, you give it away, you give it away. And guess what? It comes back in droves, right? You can give away a bowl and it comes back in a bucket. You give away a bucket, it comes back in a tub. You give away a tub, it comes back in a pool. You give away a pool, it comes back in a lake, right? It keeps getting bigger, coming back towards you because it's an abundant, renewable resource. So love on that body. And that is where the core of your freedom is coming from, Fit Mama. We're going to talk more about that on part 3 of these episodes of the Fit Mama podcast, Freedom, part 2 of 4. Talk to you soon, Fit Mama. Namaste.